Hey, this is Heather at Hunt and Honey Homestead, and today we're going to be turning pine resin like this into an antibacterial scrape salve. This forest burned a year or two ago, and so a lot of these trees are really charred, like you can see, and so just tons of resin has been coming out, and so it's the perfect place and the perfect time to be harvesting. Pine resin like this is antibacterial, it's antimicrobial, it's excellent for just little scrapes and cuts and burns and things like that. It's been used for thousands of years medicinally, and it's so easy to harvest and it's so easy to turn into a super usable salve. To go far to harvest this sort of stuff either. All right, we've got the pine sap home and we're gonna mix it up. We are gonna use beeswax from our hives. We're gonna use a couple different oils, and that's really up to you what kinds you choose. I have a couple favorites that I'll go over, but I mean, you could really just use the olive oil in your cabinet if that's what you had on hand. When you're choosing oils, I mean, this is meant to help like cuts and scrapes and things, so I would choose organic if possible. The beeswax we're gonna use is harvested from our hives here on our property. It's just any of the excess that we've rendered down and cleaned up. If you don't have excess beeswax or hives on your property, you could check with local beekeepers. Often they'll be selling it in bricks or blocks. And then Amazon has pellets, which we do use sometimes as well. When we don't have enough excess here from our hive. The final thing is an essential oil. We add eucalyptus, again, like healing and sort of antimicrobial and all these other benefits. With essential oils, there's so many weird ones out there. It's really important to just trust the source. And that does it for ingredients. So now we're ready to mix everything up. First thing you're gonna need is a vessel, and you need to choose one that you're okay with being permanently sticky, because this stuff's hard to get off. We'll start with the 15 grams of pine resin, and then we're gonna add in 15 grams of beeswax. The nice thing about this recipe is that it doesn't need to be exact. If you're off by 1 or 2 grams, it's gonna be totally fine. It's gonna come out just as good. So there's a lot of flexibility there. Now we're gonna add some oils. It just needs to add up to 90 grams total. It could be 90 grams of all the same thing, or you could do a mixture like I'm doing here. The majority of our oil is grapeseed. It's the most affordable one, but it still has tons of benefits for your skin. Next, jojoba oil. I use this in basically everything I make. I just love that one. After that, we're going to add a little bit of vitamin E oil, just famously good for skincare. All of these have antibacterial or antimicrobial or scar prevention or reduction, all sorts of benefits. And then last but not least, hemp oil, a little bit of that in there. Not much, but I do really like to add that into most of my things. Then we're gonna get it on a burner on medium-low heat. And I'm using a chopstick because it needs to be something that, again, is going to be permanently sticky. So we just kind of pick up extra chopsticks if we're ever somewhere where we're grabbing some for a meal or something like that. Gonna mix it all up until everything is incorporated. You will still have some solids at the end of it, and that's fine. Yeah, that's looking pretty good to me. So we're gonna see, set that aside, and then we're gonna see what temperature we're at. We wanna let it cool down before we add the essential oils, and here it's cooled down, so that's pretty safe. You just don't wanna, if it's too hot, they'll vaporize and lose all their benefits. So we're gonna add 10 drops. I'm doing eucalyptus. You could do any one you wanted. All sorts of oils have different benefits, so whatever fits your needs is totally fine to add here, or if you like certain scents or something like that. Then we're gonna pour that through a strainer, and this is the perfect amount to fit in one of those little tiny glass mason jars. So that's what we're gonna do here, just straining it out. then I have a little tiny bit left over, and I have this empty lip balm tube, so we're gonna fill that up too. And this is really convenient for, you know, like on the go or travel, or throwing in your hiking pack or your purse or in your car, your first aid kit. It's just super handy little. The thing is you want to label it, because although it would be excellent for chapped lips, it's not going to taste very great. Then we'll let that cool down and harden up. That'll take a couple hours. I'm gonna label, like I said, that lip balm tube so it doesn't get mixed up with any of our actual lip balms. And then here's the hardened up glass jar.